Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, everywhere. There's going to be a part of this going live. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome back, those of you that are my regulars that are in here on a regular basis. Welcome to those of you just showing up and be like, oh my God, why did I stop on this channel? I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. Welcome to the show. Today's title is Back to the Grind. That means a lot of things. We have, and again, we don't do resolutions. Okay, the whole new year, new you bullshit just doesn't work for most people, and most people give up by February something. There's a full study of it out there. If you want to go look it up, you can. Most people that set resolutions, their resolutions end by February, March, somewhere in that range. So they don't keep up with it. And resolutions are hard. You know, I want to be a millionaire by, the middle of the year. Well, that's a hard one to do unless you're, making six figures on a regular basis. And but some people set those lofty goals. I admire those, and hopefully you do reach those goals if that's the goal that you set was to be a millionaire this year. I would love to be that. Maybe it'll fall in my lap. Who knows? You never know. Things can happen. Can y'all hear me okay out there? I know I got to flip this around, Casey. I apologize. Welcome to the broadcast booth, my friend. Casey's one of our regulars here. Welcome, welcome. He's got his coffee in hand, I know. Unless he's brewing it right now. And and then he'll have it soon and shortly. So, back to the grind is today's title. We started working out again. This will be day 3. Today is leg day. The upper portion of this is in pain right now. Because we focused on chest, arms, and backs as of the first 2 days. And the next comes the legs and the butt. So the gluteus maximus is going to be worked out as well today. So I'm probably not even going to be able to walk to my desk tomorrow. Just all intents and purposes, however you want to say it. Again, can you guys hear me okay? I'm doing a little bit of something different with my microphone since I don't have a hat on today. And I usually put it on the brim of my hat. And then I've got this microphone that I can hear myself in, but the other one I can't hear myself on just because, it's hooked up directly to my phone for TikTok purposes over here. So, and good morning, Casey. And so, yeah, the whole getting back to the grind of working out, it's a 5-day process. And it sucks. But health reasons and things like that, we have to do it for ourselves. And again, we don't set resolutions like millions of Americans do, only to stop doing their resolutions by, March, April time frame. Sometimes February for some people. So, but welcome to the welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. We talk about horror movies, sci-fi movies, comic books, comic book movies. We talk about comic book artwork. We talk about my artwork, which you're seeing right here, right now. We talk about my comic books that I've got in the works. Working on an 8-page comic book right now for Legacy Comics. I am going through right now and tightening up the pencils that I've already done for them. I did a bunch of loose pencils. Now I'm coming back with the tighter pencils and then the inking process. So hopefully I'll get a bunch of the tightening done within the next few days so that I can get into the inking of it all, which is the exciting part of it all, because this is basically black, white with red or pops of red in there as well. So it's basically a black and white comic is what it is. Again, with little pops of red here and there throughout. So we'll see where those pops of red come into play. But it's an exciting little comic book. It's a fill-in comic book to his story that he's already got. So it's those are kind of interesting stories if you get into those. If you've ever read a comic book and it seems like you missed something in there, and then all of a sudden they come in and fill in everything. And it's like, oh, well, that explains that. Don't forget to like, share, and follow when you get here. That always helps us out. And we usually always end up in the popular live category thanks to our likes out there. Because, we don't aren't like a lot of other creators out there and have boobages hanging around over here to where people want to stop and be like, ooh, those type of things. Now I could wear some of my shirts that feature that. Yes, these are my shirts. Like the my Naughty Nun series right here. Bad Habits. I could be wearing that shirt. Get everybody to stop in. Or my Alice in Wonderland shirt. Get everybody to stop in on that one too. Right there, right there. All that good stuff. But we don't. That shirt comes out occasionally. The Bad Habits one. I don't have the Alice one printed up yet, but it is in the works. So how are y'all doing out there? How's the new year treating you so far? And it's just too hot. I live in the South Arkansas area, and it sucks. Um, just because it's so freaking hot. It was almost 80 degrees yesterday. It started out in the 30s, like it is right now. It's 40 something degrees, but it'll be up into the close to the 80s again today, which is stupid. For here we are in the middle of winter, and we're getting 80-degree temperatures. And a lot of people are like, well, I'd love to have that over the negative 10 degrees that I've got. And I'm not talking about you, Casey. I've just seen a lot of people griping about their weather in the states that they live in. And I'd rather see snow, for the winter season than, grass trying to bud out and turn green. And then only to get frozen and turn back to brown again. Um, Whenever we get that hard freeze again, because we're gonna get some hard freezes and we're gonna get a little bit of snow, but we're not gonna get the 4 and 5 feet that some people have going on. What up, ballerina? Welcome to the broadcast channel. And you guys can hear me okay out there? I'm just double checking, making sure, just because again I'm doing something a little different with my microphone that you normally see pinned on me somewhere. So I think she's telling us that Mardi Gras is right around the corner, if not Fat Tuesday. Okay, awesome. Good to hear. Because again, I am trying something a little bit different with the microphone. I did trim up too, so you don't get to hear that scraggliness coming out of the from behind the beard and mustache right there. And so there you go. But like I said, we started this workout journey, which means we've cut a lot of things out. Season starts today. Awesome. January 6th through February 17th this year. Awesome. That's cool. So, yes, today is the 6th, and yet runs through Mardi Gras weekend of the 7th. Now, Fat Tuesday, I don't have a new calendar up here. I got to get that. Do you by chance know Kevin Bacon? I know who he is. No, I do not know him personally. So there you go. I do know some celebrities personally, and I've worked with several of them in different movies and things like that uh, in my time on this earth, especially here this past what is it past 3 years or so. I've worked with several different celebrities. Santiago Cirillo. I've worked with directors and things like that, as well as local talent and a little bit higher, more profile talent as well. And they're cool people. They put their pants on just like everybody else, one leg at a time. And but yeah, no, I usually get a calendar for Christmas, but I didn't. And you know, and you're on my channel, so who are you? I got film time in the remake of All the Kings. That's awesome. That's very cool. I've been in several local films here that were filmed by some friends of mine, and then I'm doing voice acting as well. So cool, cool, cool. As well as all of my artwork and illustrations that I do on a regular basis. And looking forward to more. Like I said, I'm working on this 8-page comic book right now for Legacy Comics, Condry, Man's Best Friend, and it's turning out really well. You look familiar. Well, cool. I don't know from where or from how. Maybe you saw me on Grey's Anatomy. So, but welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. Again, I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I'm talking about this comic book right here that I'm working on. This is Condry, Man's Best Friend, right here. That's the inks to it, but then here's the solid inks to it, so you can see what's actually going on back in the background. Right there, up there. And then we switch over to the other side. There's two covers for it already, right here. And then this is what that looks like, inked in. Now this is done through Photoshop, so I don't have to use a whole bunch of my black inks right there. Boom, boom, boom. Grey's Anatomy is the book for college level anatomy by Grey. Yes, but they also have a TV show. Hence the show, yes. And I've always been referred to as, people have seen me on the street and I know you're not. I know you're not him, right? I said, do you want my autograph now or pictures first? And they're like, no, seriously? And I'm like, which one you want? It was cute. I had a African American lady come up to me and did that while I was walking through Walmart one day. And she was like, come on, I know you're not him, but and I was like, no, do you want my autograph now? She's like, seriously, really? And I'm like, I know who you're referring that I am, but no, it's not me. It's not. I'm not him. And she's like, you look so much like him. And I was like, yeah, I get that a lot. And so, you know, and then you also get the Bonaducci line, which is just stupid because we don't look anything alike. Period. But people still refer to me as him as well. You know. So, but yeah, working out sucks when you haven't done it in so long. I want to get back to where I was in Afghanistan, where I was bench pressing 300 pounds, on a regular basis. But that's going to take me a hot minute to get back there. But I am sore from the waist up right now, and today, Army, actually, no Navy here, and right there, let me pull out my beanie that I normally wear, right there, redneck rasser. Welcome to the show, and thank you, thank you. This is a piece of my artwork. You can get one if you want. Hoo-ah! Out there to all you military brats and veterans. You're welcome. Did you serve? Because we want to thank you too. No, you're only 19. Are you going to serve, or are you just gonna skip that part? And it's not anything if you do or don't. It's just a question because some people just don't want to join the military. And 19, you've got your life ahead of you. See, I should have joined the military when I was 19. Don't plan on it with how the world is, but if it comes down to it, I plan on eating crayons. Oh, okay. See, I should have went out of high school, but I was 33 when I joined, and went to the 45th Infantry, where my grandfather served in Korea in World War II, and I just kept his legacy alive in the 45th Infantry. So there you go. But again, I was 33 when I joined, and I should have went when I was, out of high school, and I probably would have retired from it because it was fun. But I don't recommend it if you're not into that kind of thing. Excuse me. So, but now I do a lot cooler stuff. Like stuff for tops, The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, those type things. Not that what I didn't do was cool, because I did get to see a lot of the world that many people didn't get to see. Afghanistan for one. Well, I met my fiance senior year, so had a realization. My papa was a sergeant in the United States Air Force. Oh, cool, very cool. My cousin, my nephew is in the Air Force, and he's doing really well there. I want one. My cuz used to call me Ducky. Okay, cool. Hit me up in the DMs, Jay Donna, and we'll talk. I can't talk about it here on the broadcast channel, or I get a restriction because TikTok's not getting their cut. So send me a DM and we'll talk. But I have all kinds of different shirts available if you're interested in those as well. And because this is Howard the Duck from Marvel Comics, so it comes in many different colors. It depends. We can customize the color shirt you want. You know. Oh, here we go with these questions. Eminem or Lil Wayne? Yep, OG Howard, the original Howard the Duck, based off of Jack Kirby, thanks to Stan Lee. And there's a whole lot of controversy between those, how Stan Lee and all that stuff happened throughout the years. But you know what? He's still the greatest mind when it comes to a lot of things out there when it came to all that. Back to Eminem or Lil Wayne. Jeez. Yep. Rest in peace, Mr. Lee. Mr. Stan Lee. I got all kinds of stuff, action figures in this little hallway back over here. That's my action figure hallway before it gets to my closet where all my comic books are stored and all my canvases are stored for my paintings. Oof. Man. Juke and Jay, you're killing me this morning. Carpal tunnel, or this is a drawing glove, so I don't smudge the graphite from my pencils, because I am still a traditional artist. I don't do a whole lot of stuff on the computer like the AI generated people out there. But no, I'm totally fine right there. Eminem for skill, Wayne for style, Elton John for flair, and don't care for Billy Joel personally. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. See, I like De Niro over Pesci, but I like them both, to be honest. K13, Elton John, duh. Um, but yeah, no. Uh, Absolutely. You know, but they both have their own flair, like you talked about with Elton John, when it comes to how their style. Uh, right there. Jim Carrey or Adam Sandler? Adam Sandler. Jim Carrey's just, eh. I mean, he did a few good things, The Riddler not being one of them. Uh, Liar Liar was a good one. Uh, what was that one where he was the highway patrolman on the bike? Uh, Me and Irene or something like that. What am I sipping? I am sipping natural energy from V8 Energy. Comes from fruits and vegetables, peach mango, the best flavor that they've got. And they need to send me samples and stuff like that because I am a spokesperson for them right here. And, I don't drink Monsters or Red Bulls and stuff like that. I've had 2 heart attacks. And so I've got to watch what I put into this body. That's why I'm getting back into the workout process. So, okay, so Soundgarden or Audio Slave. See, you're killing me because I love both. I grew up on all those. You know, show me you're sitting on it. What? You go sit on it. All right. So, but yeah, Audio Slave or Soundgarden, I like them both. Alice in Chains, we already did that one. And I like both of those because my son loved Rage Against the Machine. I just don't like how political they are. And Alice in Chains, I grew up on, again, once they first came out. And I started listening to both. I've listened to both for forever. Um, because that's my era. Fair. I have a signed Chris Cornell poster and signed picture of him singing it. That's awesome. Sick Puppy or Godsmack? See, I like Sick Puppy a little more than Godsmack. Godsmack has a few good songs in my opinion, but when it comes to the sounds and things like that, I like Sick Puppy a little more than Godsmack. So, but yeah, no, the oops. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let's see here. I think they have a couple, but that's just it. Someone just used our driveway to turn around, and it scared the. Yeah, we try to avoid doing that. If we can find a side street or something like that, we'll do that over turning around in somebody's driveway because it does freak people out, and I get that. And where's the middle of nowhere? Well, there is a town called Nowhere, so if we look it up on the map, I'm sure we can find the middle. But now I've got a ton of autographs from artists and musicians and things like that all over my walls, especially here. I said we. Oh, you're in the middle of nowhere. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you did say that. I see that now. I misread. I apologize. Yeah, that would suck. Someone coming down your driveway in the middle of nowhere. Seth MacFarlane. Oh, good old Seth MacFarlane. Ingenious comedic mind when it comes to certain things. Oh, you can keep both of those. I don't do country, so I could care less about either one of those. Um, I have no country in anything that I have. I mean, the closest country I have is Johnny Cash singing "Hurt" by Nine Inch Nails. So, you know, that's as close as I got. Both taken out by the same person. Both great musicians in their own right. So, again, tough choice. Tupac over Biggie. But I like some of Biggie's stuff. I don't like all of his stuff, but I like it. What the hell are we talking about? Can I put you on it? What the fuck are we talking about? What is going on? Bungee jumping or skydiving? Skydiving all the way. Being military, it's more fun. What about Todd McFarlane? Todd McFarlane is good. Um, I hate the fact that he is not doing as much of his own stuff that he used to do back in the day. Um, Try Wagon Wheel Old Crow Medicine Show. Is that your show? K13. John Candy or Chris Farley? I like them both. Both gone too soon. To be honest, they should both still be here. I've got an original print 1994 Spawn comic book. Cool. Number one, number two, 1 through 10. Nah, I wish. Well, do it, man. Make it happen, K13. Bought it for $6. Yeah, Todd McFarlane is going to ruin the Spawn movie, I feel. With Jamie Foxx doing the directing on it. Gibson or Fender? See, this is where we got into it the last time because we talked about Les Paul not being in that list, and you told us about the Les Paul that you do have. What was it, 59, I believe, if I remember correctly? As long as Jamie Foxx isn't the lead actor, we're fine. Exactly. Um, but Todd McFarlane, he did okay with the first movie that came out, and but Fender over Gibson. But I know a lot of people love Gibson over Fender and blah blah blah. But Les Paul is the ultimate. Um, the first Spawn movie wasn't bad. It just had the wrong actors. And of course CGI wasn't as great back then as it could have been, and transitions and things like that. And then of course John Leguizamo as the clown, uh, which made it great because he did a great job as the clown. Um, my ex-wife's favorite movies, so I can't pick either one of those. Um, But oh yeah, my ex-wife loved both of those movies, so it kind of ruined them both for me. Uh, so so I can't pick either one of those. Uh, por favor, please. I bet you'll dig it. I don't even know what we're talking about right now. He is the original voice actor, so it makes sense. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it is. It was kind of cool, and the cartoon was awesome when they made it. Um, so there's a lot of cool stuff happening with the Spawn, and I hope the new Spawn happens. I know it's hit some snags and things like that. Old Crow Medicine Show Wagon Wheel, The Lion King, or Lilo and Stitch. If you're talking about the live action Lilo and Stitch, that one's trash since the sister throws the little sister into the foster system so she can go to college, which no. Live action Lion King? Yes, there's that one too. I would have to go with the OG Lion King again. I'm not a huge Disney movie fan when it comes to those type of cartoon shows. My kids loved them. Uh, and I watched them because my kids were watching them. But this is what I said before the voice actor thing. Okay, I must have missed something. Dum-bum-bum. Wizard of Oz or Sound of Music? Depends on which Wizard of Oz. But the original Wizard of Oz, I like it over Sound of Music, especially if you put, Pink Floyd to it when it starts the way you're supposed to, and it all lines up throughout the show. Okay, yes, the original Wizard of Oz. I mean, Sound of Music is good, but I'm not a big musical fan when it comes to that type of things. Even Repo, the rock opera, that was okay, but it was just too much over the topness with the music. I miss you so much. I'm glad you miss us. I'm glad you're here. Sound of Music, low key, was not my favorite, and I get that. So you don't go to Broadway. No, I mean I do hit some Broadway stuff, whenever I see it, but it's not like I want to. Oh, let's go see this new Broadway musical that just popped up. You know. Now, for the girlfriend's sake, we would go see. Oh, what's his name? Dexter. We'd go see him at Broadway. Thoughts on Keith David? A Perfect Circle. Man, you guys are testing my knowledge. Phantom of the Opera is my favorite. No, Phantom of the Opera is good. I've seen that one, not seen it personally, but I've seen the operatic version of it, and I have no problems with that, especially Andrew Lloyd Webber stuff. I have no problems with his because his is more dark and brooding and things like that over some of these other ones that get produced. So, and I like the dark. A Perfect Circle is Maynard James. Keith David, he played Spawn with the doctor from Princess and the Frog, and he's the Arby's VA. Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna have to look that one up. What Spawn did he play? But Perfect Circle, I mean, they've got good music. I'm not a big fan, and my girlfriend is. She likes their music. And if they do come to town, we will. Oh, okay. The cartoon. Okay. I guess I didn't put him together with that because I just watched the cartoon. I didn't get into all the actors and stuff like that. So, Maynard was in Tool and A Perfect Circle at the same time. No, I get that. And but again, Tool, I like Tool a lot better than I did Perfect Circle, just because of their sound differences, obviously. And I know that Perfect Circle has good stuff. I like a few of their songs, but nothing major with them. Now my girlfriend, like I said, if they were to come to town or anywhere close to us, and we've got tickets, we'd be going, and I would listen to them, uh, just because she loves them. So they won't come to town, unfortunately. Probably not. He's also in Oh, Has Been Hotel. I say I haven't watched that one. It's part of the Haunted Hotel, still doing cartoons. Okay, cool. They're done. Okay. Adult oriented cartoons. Which ones? Is that the ones he's working on right now? The adult oriented cartoons. And there's nothing wrong with those, but because a lot of people love those. Um, and you get the bloodier, the more graphic cartoons. Yes, Ozzy Forever, absolutely. In fact, I've got two paintings that I'm getting ready to start painting on that are drawn up, ready to go. I don't know. He might still be asleep. You should listen to him sing. Oh, I've listened to him, or unless you're talking about David. And I really don't know where Roy is, Casey. I honestly don't. I sent him a text this morning. Told him good morning. No, we've had that happen before, and it doesn't turn out well. Michael Jackson or Prince, both are gone again too soon. Prince over MJ. Sorry. So, and I get that, and I get MJ for you, and it's to each their own because I grew up on both, and I watched both of their careers progress. Now Prince, when he turned into Symbol, just got a little odd, in there. And I just can't stand Prince's voice personally. I get that. Jimi Hendrix or Janis Joplin? So I do Jimi Hendrix over Janis, but Janis had that crackling voice that is so iconic for her. I saw MJ in Dallas. That's awesome. I never got to meet him again. The ex-wife loved him and always tried to imitate some of the stuff that he did, things like that. But yes, Jimi Hendrix over Janis Joplin, just because of his smooth styles and that voice that he had when he would sing. Very, very iconic, crooning, good stuff. So, Rolling Stones or Beatles? Stones. I have no issues going with the Stones. I just can't stand the Beatles. I know their songs. I know that they brought British rock to America, but I can't stand the Beatles. The only time I can stand the Beatles is when Guns N' Roses sings, "Live and Let Die" by Paul McCartney, and that's not even part of the Beatles, all that good stuff. So yeah, quick answer: Rolling Stones. If I hear Yellow Submarine again, what? You don't live in a yellow submarine? Because according to them, we all did. And then Strawberry Fields forever? Come on, don't you want to live in Strawberry Fields? PM and Wings was so much better. See, there you go. Hunting or fishing, both. I have a lifetime hunting and fishing license in Oklahoma, and I haven't done any hunting since I got back from Afghanistan, which was 2007, which is kind of sad. So I've got to get back into that. I got to find some property to lease out or know somebody that's got a big stretch of property so I can go hunting some more. That's one goal for this year is to go hunting again, so I can stock my own freezer. So deer meat is amazing as a steak, and fishing is calming until they break the line 12 times. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yes, we are at 18.4 thousand in the popular live likes, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much, everybody out there. And so yes, fishing can be calming, even if you're not catching anything. Because I do a lot of catfishing. I got to get the boat up and running to go out and do some bass fishing. Uh, I don't know how the hell I'm in first. It's the comments and any likes that you do as well. That's how the algorithm treats it. So on with that route of that hole. But yeah, no fishing. I love to fish. I've been fishing since I was a small kid. I used to go out with my grandpa on a regular basis. I mean, hell, we showed some pictures. Um, do I have those in here? Or did I leave them in the other room? I think I left them in the other room. But between him and I, we would bring in like 30 fish at a time. Sure. And being a loudmouth works. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I have a picture of my grandpa and I holding up the stringer of fish that's got sand bass on it. It's got striper on it. Probably got a couple of catfish in it as well. But there's at least 30 fish on this stringer between the two of us, you know. And I'm like a 13, 14-year old kid at the time holding up the stringer, and he's holding the other side. And it's bowing way down, in the middle. And those great times because we used to pull in, 20, 30 fish at a time and bring them home to fillet and fill the freezer. And he didn't eat fish. So, that was one thing he didn't like to eat most of the time. The one time I caught a fish, it had a probably 200 eggs in its stomach, so I couldn't fry it up. I get that. I'm from New Orleans, so I have to ask these: jambalaya or seafood gumbo. See, we got into that too the last time because when I was in New Orleans, Katrina time, kicking indoors looking for people, um, we got fed some great jambalaya and some great red beans and rice. You know, I haven't had either yet. I'm sorry, that's sad. But seafood gumbo is great. Jambalaya is great, and I like both. But I would go with jambalaya over the seafood gumbo. But that's just me. But some great red beans and rice with some andouille sausage in there and all the Cajun spices. You know, redneck ricer's gonna dip, and I need to find recipes now. Well, thanks for being on Redneck Ricer, and don't forget to like, share, and follow. And I will follow you back. Now, again, if you uh, sorry, I go into too many lives. I forget. Oh no, you're fine. No, you're fine. It's just it's been a few lives ago since you came in on ours. So, and there you go. And it's fine because I think that's where we ended it with you last time was on the jambalaya and the gumbo, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Shrimp or crawfish? They both have their great flavor, especially when you suck that head out. All that good stuff from the crawfish. Um, I like a good crawfish bro, and I like a good shrimp cocktail. You know, and I like shrimp mixed a shrimp stir fried rice. I like all kinds of different shrimp. It's shrimp and gumbo, shrimp and jambalaya. You know, I I I can't go wrong with either one of those. Nolan's baby. Yeah, and that bar that stayed open all through Katrina, that was kind of crazy. We got to see it up close and personal on Bourbon Street um, when we was rolling through there. But yeah, I know the great group of people there in New Orleans, especially the ones that invited us into their home uh, to do the red beans rice and jambalaya with like I said, the red beans and rice had the sausage mixed in with it. Great home cooked meal for a change instead of MREs and the little stations they had set up for us military folks to eat from. So they were great group of people that invited us in our little unit that met them while we were at Walmart. So kudos to them and kudos to the hospitality of New Orleans out there. You ever took a carriage ride for a city tour? No, that was something I always wanted to do because several cities offer that, um, especially like in Dallas and San Antonio, and I'm sure other states have it as well. But I know, especially down here in the South, like in Texas, a lot of towns have the carriage rides. Oklahoma City used to have the carriage ride. I don't know if they still do or not. Uh, but that was something I always wanted to do, but it just never happened. So there you go on that. But yeah, no, there's a lot of things that I've wanted to do and just haven't done it yet. But I will get to it. Oh look, Roy just finally showed up. Mardi Gras is starting this week. Yeah, Ballerina was on here just a little bit ago. I don't know if she's still here. I doubt she is. But she's talking about Mardi Gras starts this week through February 17th. Fat Tuesday happens somewhere in there. And did you put the mayonnaise down, Roy, is that why you're just now joining us? Just woke up, huh? 40 minutes into the show and you're just now waking up. Wow. There you go. Even Casey's was wondering where you were at. So I had to tell him all about the mayonnaise that it partake in, refill the jar, all that good stuff. Did I talk about House of the Rising Sun? We did, I think, because I was in Florida where part of that movie. Are you talking about like the movie or the song by the Doors? There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. That has been the ruin. Okay, yeah. And no, we didn't talk about that one. Yes, I know. I was trying to throw everybody off, but everybody came back with the Animals. The Animals had a great album. A lot of great albums, actually. I actually need to put them back into my soundtrack. The Animals. I miss them. I used to have their cassettes, especially the one that had the shark. I think I had Noah's Ark on the cover, I believe. It's written about the real house of the rising sun here in New Orleans. Yeah. Yeah, I knew that. Just like Lagrange by ZZ Top. Uh, they sang about a lot of real life spots. I love the Turtles. So do a lot of people in Soup. Sorry, Casey, I couldn't resist. But yes, the Turtles had some good sound as well out there. And Roy, you good over there? Do we need to send out search and rescue for you, buddy? You finding your way to the bathroom? Okay. Just got to check up on you, buddy. 72 kinds of meat in a turtle. See, that's awesome. You know? And each one has its own medicinal purposes. And then you can use the shell as a bowl. Put your soup in or your cereal in or, whatever. Or hang it on the wall as a decorative piece. There you go. So what's everybody been up to? I mean, this has been a great show because I love all the questions. Uh, I really need to find the wider fucking hanger for my shirts because that's driving me crazy. Yes, I'm good. Strawberry alarm clock, incense and peppermints. That's a good song too. So Junk and Jay, you said you were in a band, um, Circle in a Square, if I remember correctly, and you did cover stuff. When did you guys play last? Do you guys have any music out on like Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that? Inquiring minds out there might want to know. Go check you out. Do you guys have a TikTok or a Facebook or anything like that? Engelbert Humperdinck or Tom Jones? Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck. New Year's Day. Okay, you played on New Year's Day. Gotcha, gotcha. Or you were singing the U2 song New Year's Day on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day on Bourbon Street. Cool. That's awesome. But come on, Humperdinck using JD. I got you. I got some limited edition crown up here. 2024 NFL season. Dallas Cowboys, of course. I know you're a New Orleans Saint. I get it. I really need sleep. Peace out, brother. Well, you have a good day and get you some good rest. Uh, and just let us know if you guys have a Facebook channel or a YouTube channel or something like that where people can check you out. And I'll go do some searching as well to see if I can find you out there anywhere in the world besides here on TikTok, and we'll go from there because people would like to hear your stuff, man. So if you guys do have a channel out there, let us know, and we'll go check you out because we got a big musician here in here with Mr. David Casey here, and he enjoys listening to some music, local talent, and all that good stuff. The guy has met Elvis, you know, and I'm sure he's met a bunch of other uh, great musicians in his time as well. But you have a good day there in Nolans, in Louisiana. So, Roy, why are you just now waking up, bud? Inquiring minds want to know. Did you get you some good rest last night after you had your Brahms burger and then your second Brahms burger later on? Because I know you ate both of them burgers. They're gone. They're gone already. I ate them all. Casey, what are you doing out there, man? What you doing? What you up to? How's life been for you recently? I know we talk, and we haven't talked in a couple days because of life. So what's been going on with you, Casey? We're at 26.4 thousand likes, and I appreciate each and every like out there. Appreciate you all very, very much for all of them. It is a great time. But yeah, if you guys haven't been working out in a while, working out sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't worked out this hard since Afghanistan. That's 2007, 2006, 2007 when we were in the gym junkies on a regular basis when we weren't on missions. So I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Yes. So, but it was a, you know, going through. Now you weren't didn't pipe in on any of those questionnaires about the artists coming through. So, and I know you've got opinions on them. You know, I just love to watch them roll. Well, when I was there when they were invented, it was pretty cool to see the first inventing of this of the wheel. It was pretty cool. Way back in the day, back in my caveman era. All that good stuff. Booga booga. So, which ones would you have picked out of those lists, Casey? That's what people want to know. No longer on the merry-go-round. Now you're on the school bus. Just like me, I'm on the short bus. But no, life. Especially when it comes back to working out. It does suck. I'm sore. I can't lie. Same choice you made, mainly. Okay, cool. And I get that. That there's just certain ones that he picked out of there that I just don't like. Period. Um, and then there's others that I'm indifferent about, and then there's others that I have a strong opinion about. You know, and and just like the ones that you were bringing up, the turtles and I can't remember the other one, the other two you pulled out besides the animals. Um, yeah, and I'm glad you guys reminded me of the animals because I totally forgot about them. But I did love that album. Uh, I think it had the Noah's Ark on the cover of the cassette that I had, and it was a great soundtrack, or not a soundtrack, but a great album. And so I'm gonna have to go find that one again. Just like Thin Lizzy with Jailbreak, great album. I hated when my car 8-track player ate it. Yes, my car had an 8-track player in it. And that was my second Ford LTD. It was owned by an older gentleman, so I understand why it had the 8-track player in it. But I put that Thin Lizzy in there, was rocking out to it, and next thing I know, I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So I'm pulling it out, and here comes all the tape coming out. It's like, damn it! So I ran that Thin Lizzy Jailbreak album. So I bet the Venezuelan singers are singing now. Oh no, I doubt it. Nobody's singing except jailbirds. Nah, I get what you're saying, man. All righty there. All right, so have you guys done anything cool 6 days into the new year? Just asking. I mean, the coolest thing we've done is go to this new gym. You know, the thing is massive. It used to be a Sears in the mall, and they turned it into a River Valley Fitness is what it is. Didn't ACDC make Jailbreak? No, I don't think ACDC sang Jailbreak. Go look that one up, Roy. They took his oil and P Diddy helped. Yeah, yeah, I saw one that was showed him and Madura in jail, and he said, "Yeah, they took my oil too," as Diddy's doing his hair. You know, it was quite humorous. I know a lot of people don't think it's humorous, but it is what it is. I'm gonna look that up because I don't think ACDC did a song called Jailbreak. So, but I'm gonna look that up. Now, again, Casey, we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion unless we want to talk about the pagan religions. Coolest thing I did was to get to hang out with you yesterday for a bit. Yeah, that was fun. Even though your hands were covered in mayonnaise when I came to pick you up, I don't know what that was about. Whoopsie. How about I hit the right one there? Let's see. Um. Okay, they did do one called Jailbreak from 1970 something or other. Oh, so there you go. Yes, Thin Lizzy Jailbreak. That was a great album. We were just talking about that. Coolest. What kind of birds don't fly? Jailbirds. Um, but yes, they did a song called Jailbreak. What year was that? By Angus Young, Malcolm Young, Ronald Belford Scott. It doesn't tell me the year that it was done. I got to break out of here. Heartbeats, they were racing. Freedom, he was chasing. Spotlights, sirens, rifles firing. But he made it out with a bullet in his back. That's how that song goes. That's how it ends, actually. Let me out of here. Jailbreak. 16 years. Oh, woo. Jailbreak had more than I can take. Jailbreak, yeah. So, what up, Zach? Welcome to the broadcast channel. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions. Cell Block number 9 by Wanda Jackson, Queen of Rockabilly. See, I'm not a big rockabilly fan, but I think there's some cool stuff to it. It's just like blues, and I know you don't like jazz and things like that, Casey, and that's cool. And a lot of people don't like jazz, but you know. But yes, Roy, you were correct. You were correct one time that ACDC did an old song back in the '70s called "Jailbreak" about a person who gets incarcerated and gets 16-year sentence, and uh, and then he wants to break out and gets hit in the back for it. So I don't know if he actually made it out or not. They don't tell us that. They don't give us that information. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Clarice. Chilly Willy? That was a great cartoon. But welcome to the channel, Chilly Willy. And thanks for the live. That was very sweet of you. The live gift. So, how's everybody doing? How is everybody's 2026 so far? Oh boy, say that again so I can record. No, I don't want you using some fucking Miracle Whip right now, buddy. Stop it. That's gross. And you wouldn't even know where to find your record on your phone if I did say it again. So how is everybody's 2026 so far? Mine's going good. I'm getting some things knocked out the way, getting some things finished. Finished. And I've got the office semi cleaned up. It's still got some work to go, which I showed you guys in the last live. But I still have some things on the floor that have got to be picked up and all that good stuff. Um, I've got to hang some action figures and all that good stuff. He's Miracle Whip and Hellman's. Now we around here we do the real mayonnaise. It sits in our. What kind of music you make? I don't make music, but I do artwork, as in illustration artwork. I do stuff like this. This is what I do right here. That's one. That is one of my pieces right there. That Venom up there is my piece. That Billy the puppet right there. The Art the Clown, which is right next to it. The demon right here, I drew on the box. This piece of artwork you're looking at right here is mine. This one right here is mine. Of Chester Bennington. So this is what I do. And that's just a few of the ones that I've got sitting right here. I've got a ton over here. But I do have a lot of shorts available if you're interested. All kinds of different goody good stuff in here. All the way through based off of my artwork. So no, I do not make music. Now, Casey makes music. And Roy says, Casey, Monty is telling the truth. Now you know. So there you go. And I've got a lot of pieces that I've got to get finished as well. Finished. I know nothing, Roy. It's okay, Hal. 2001: A Space Odyssey. If you know, you know. But yeah, I've got a lot of stuff sitting over here that needs to be in people's hands, like yours out there. Good morning, love. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Call me Chance. Also, my 2026 is going great. Got 2 baby raccoons, Rocket and Valentino. Very awesome. Very cool. We have porch possums. We did have a possum, but we have porch possums now. Valentino has a heart pattern on his hand. That's awesome. It's very cool. Aw, stabbed in the back. But no, that's very cool, Kami Chance. Always having exotic animals like that is always fun. Raccoons are worse than toddlers. So make sure you keep everything locked up and closed, or they will be in everything. Which I'm sure you know that already, because you have them. And they are very rambunctious, and they can be a little shits. I see a lot of TikTok videos. We watch those. Even got them biz. Awesome. No, that's cool. That's very cool. But they're very cute, and they're very misunderstood animals, just like possums. Possums are very misunderstood, and they just want love too. They're. I know a lot of people like to eat them, because people hunt them and all that good stuff. But they're very lovable animals. Whenever you raise them from the pup stage, and even if you get them later on in life, they can still be domesticated a little bit. But my babies are still being bottle fed, but love watching movies. Okay, that's very awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, like I said, we watch a lot of TikToks, my girlfriend and I, about animals because we rescue animals too. And we've rescued all kinds of animals so far. But we haven't rescued a raccoon yet. But if we did, it would still be here at the house. I know that for a fact. Um, but we've rescued many opossums. We've had some, gifted to us that were rescues that couldn't be set back out in the wild and things of that nature. Now we have porch possums. We did have five of them at one point in time. Do you have any pets? I'm on a homestead. I have my own homestead. I've got chickens, ducks, geese, two pigs, two dogs, three cats, plus we took in an extra cat, which is technically the neighbor's cat down the way, but he doesn't go back to their house. He stays around this area. So, you know, plus the random possums and raccoons that I have raccoons that live in my attic actually until I get my roof fixed in the spot that they get in and out of. So, yes, I have all kinds of animals. Now, as a kid, the animals I used to have black widows and scorpions and black African scorpions and yellow racers and all kinds of exotic animals like that, you know, to keep as pets. So, um, now I had to get rid of the yellow racer because he would always try to attack me over the rodents I would put into the cage, for him. So I finally ended up letting him back out into the wild and to live his life, as snakes do. I got chickens, quail, guinea, cattle, donkeys, pigeons, cats, dogs. I've had bats, lizards, and snakes. See, we've had the lizards. She's had the snakes. We've had like I said, tarantulas and things like that. She's had the bearded dragon, all that good stuff. I've had fish a lot of times. We do have a fish pond that has koi and goldfish in it right now. But you sounds like you live on a farm. Call me Chance, is what it sounds like. Because we're wanting to get some guinea and some possible quail next. Cattle I can't have. My yard's not big enough. I live on just about an acre of property. Uh, okay, very cool. Pink-toe tarantulas are very cool, including the red tips as well from Mexico or New Mexico, I guess. Those are very cool. Um, 32.5 on your radio dial. No, just kidding. 32.5, 32.6 thousand likes so far, putting us in the popular live category yet again. And I appreciate it very much from everybody. It is very helpful. But yeah, no, that's very cool. How many acres you guys on, if I may ask? Not trying to pry into your family's business. But if I had more acreages, I would definitely have cattle with some donkeys because they're early warning systems uh, out there, and they're fun and they're hilarious, to be honest. I've had a lot of friends that have donkeys with their horses and things like that, and they're just funny animals. And so, but they're very serious as well when it comes to protection. So 40 here, 80 where the cattle and donkeys. That's very cool. That's very awesome. Now, if I had to do it over again, I would have bought a larger plot somewhere. Uh, I'll have to check into that one because that's horrible if he did pass away. My girlfriend will be devastated. She loves Breaking Bad, and he's a good actor. I'll have to look into that one because there's a lot of false reports out there. I was going to use another term, but then that would drive a lot of people crazy that you know go that route. What part does he play in Breaking Bad? He's the main role. He's the ball headed guy, Heisenberg, the main chemist for the show. He was also in Malcolm in the Middle as Malcolm's dad. He's been in a ton of movies as well. Um, great all around actor. Can play many roles, has played many roles, and does a fantastic job because he doesn't. You know how you get some actors that every role they play is the exact same role, just a different role. Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Uh, Dolph Lundgren, and they never really change how they act throughout. He was different, just like many others are different, but he was just different with his roles. You know, he wasn't the same person in each role like those pre-mentioned. So, but yeah, it would be sad if it is true. But again, I'll go check it out. Actually, well, I don't know. Just look it up right here. Yes, Pee Wee Herman did a big change up too, especially in the movie theater. Kidding, kidding, but not really. Um, well, I'm not seeing where anybody's reporting that he passed as of right this moment. So that must be some fake news out there that people want to spread. Because I'm not seeing anything that says he is passed on. And he is 69 years old as of March 7th, 1956. So he's not even 70 years old yet. Brian Lee Cranston. Breaking Bad, Malcolm in the Middle, Better Call Saul, Your Honor, The Upside, El Camino, a Breaking Bad Christmas. Breaking Bad movie, actually. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's still alive. So he is not passed on yet. So there you go. So whoever is reporting that is false news. There you go. Don't be coming here spreading that shit. Just saying. So there you go. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Yes, you caught the change up. LOL. And we have to change it up a little bit. Change of pace, if you will. Oh, I miss going crystal hunting. I need to get back into crystal hunting again. I haven't been in the new year yet. This isn't one of the crystals I found. I wish it was because that would be kind of cool. But no, I'm not going to find a solid round piece out there. This is one that I bought at a store somewhere. But it's very cool. It is very cool stone. So, how is everybody? I know we've had some people say that their 2026 is going great so far, and that they are living life to the fullest. How are you guys doing out there? I'm trying to get healthy again. Again, don't do resolutions because resolutions don't work for most people. By February or March, they've already stopped doing their New Year's resolution. So we don't do those. This is just something that has to happen for us. We're working out again. We have to do it for you know our life as it stands because we're older. I am anyway, and I'm not that spring chicken that I used to be. So everything is hurting right now. I will get back to the point where nothing hurts whenever I work out, but right now everything is screaming at me except for the lower body right now. Everything from the waist to the neck is saying you're a fool, you're an idiot. Uh, you can go ahead and stop now, but that ain't going to be the case. Today's leg day, so tomorrow or even later this evening, uh, my legs are going to be telling me you're an idiot as well. So you got to see how much I can do on the leg press and stuff like that. I used to be able to push a ton, not literally a ton, but maybe pretty close. When I was in Afghanistan, because that's all we did. If we weren't on mission, we were in the gym, and so like I said, 300 pound bench press was nothing to me while I was in Afghanistan. And can I do it now? I'd kill myself if I did it now. It'd be peace out. Bye. This bar is just gonna take me out right here, right now. Uh, so But no, one of these days I might get back into that fighting shape and be able to do that once or twice, you know. But we'll see. We will see. But no, definitely got to get back into the hunting scene since I haven't done it since 2007. Getting back from Afghanistan, like I said, uh, it, once you do that, go to Afghanistan and you're geared up 24/7 basically. It coming back to hunt deer and stuff like that is just completely different. So if you know, you know. If you don't, I can't explain it. Especially here on TikTok. So, but welcome to the booth, everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. And we've been talking about all kinds of stuff. We've been talking about music. We've been talking a little bit about some movies. Somebody came in with some fake news about Bryan Cranston. And, you know, if you don't have all the facts, don't be spreading shit around. You know, it just goes with everything else. The two things we don't talk about here is politics and or religion. Unless you want to talk about all the pagan religions out there. You know, then we can get into that. Because even my comic book is about witches. My own. Oh, look at that hair. Look at that hairdo. Gotta love it. That pompadour up there. Oh, alfalfa. So, um, yeah, my comic book is about witches and cryptids and warlocks and all kinds of different things like that. So, we can talk about that stuff all day long. Ouija boards, paranormal activity. I do live in a haunted house. Just saying. So, but all right, folks. I think that is it for today. It's been a great show. Appreciate each and every one of you stopping in. I'll see you. I'll see you. You have kind hair. The kind on a dog. I'm mean mugging you right now. But I will talk to you guys later. I've got some things I've got to do and get taken care of. And but I do appreciate each and everybody being here, checking out the channel, hitting us up, putting us in the popular live ranking at 33.4 thousand likes, plus all the comments that have already come through. And I do appreciate each and everybody here. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. I will follow back unless you don't have any stuff in your profile area. And if you've got like 2 or 3 pictures in your profile area that um, are of a half naked chick, I'm not following you back. Sorry. But that's just me. So you all have a great day, and I appreciate each and everybody being here. And as I like to say, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.